Hello, everyone, and welcome to the ABA 2034 playoffs and draft lottery. I'm pretty excited for this run, mostly because I think we have four teams that really deserve a title. We have the villains, obviously, Montreal. We have whatever is Bosnia. Kentucky's also pretty good, and that's just the East. In the West, we got Melbourne and Dallas as the figureheads, but let's be honest, everyone, including myself, has one thing that they want to see, and that is Las Vegas being an 11 seed go to the finals. Let's see if it happens. I seriously doubt it will. So the draft class has been finished. We do have a live audience here, and at the end, everyone will make their comments if they want to on how these playoffs go. Fortunately, we do have complete Fleecer will be following along in the playoffs chat. And anytime somebody puts a comment up in chat here, I'll try to read it if it pains. Anyway, let's get right into it. So, game one. All right, there is absolutely no surprises. Melbourne beating Minnesota by nearly 20 points. David McGillen with the triple double and 47 points. Going back to the main screen here, Fleecer, if you want to get a screenshot of that and post it, that'd be great. I'm gonna give him a second to do that. If you wouldn't mind dropping in chat once you got it posted, that'd be great. All right, going to take a look here at Dallas. Um, wow. So the Silver Bandits at just 4 points from Carl Anthony Towns. Um, that's rough. Like, I don't think you can win when your best player gets 4 points. Like, I don't even think it's possible at this point. Um, yeah, I guess that's what happens when you're just not as great a team. Looking at Montreal beating Cincinnati, this actually is a surprisingly strong matchup, but I don't think they're even on the same caliber. You have a super team against a really solid team. LaMelo goes for 30 points, but kind of inefficient. Carlton Anderson, the most efficient player on their team. Meanwhile, Montreal, Damian Savage, a near triple double. Granted, he did have 6 turnovers. Um, Gilgley looking good. Hawkins with just 11 points, but kind of efficient. Fleecer only 10 points. But obviously, you got to be happy with the victory here. And Bosnia beating Kentucky. None of these games were particularly close. Kentucky got 46 points from AI, but Dr. J with just 10 on 1 of 11 shooting. Um, and Axel Blaze out here with 35 points. So with that, we will go to game two. Um, and hopefully, boy, I've been, so you have posted a lot. Snipping tool lets you just crop the game. That being said, I do think it's pretty funny. Have now been immortalized in BBGM history forever. Here's all right. That we go into game two. We have an upset. We have an upset. Melbourne beaten by Minnesota. I just want to note Minnesota did a bunch of upsets with Ramen over in DBL. I forget who they upset. They did two in the West Coast, and then they beat the Indiana Pacers. One of the Pacers, 5 finals losses in DBL's 10 seasons. Oh, either way, Minnesota picking up the W, 7 point victory. Jay Kumar's 38 and 13 against 36 and 11. Kumar outplaying David McGillen. Wow. McGillen dropping another game to a lower seed. That's quite impressive there. Taking a look over at Dallas as they pick up another win. Carl Anthony Towns goes off this game, but it is not enough. Doesn't get enough from a supporting cast. Weirdly, Shelton, Honky Dong, and Henton all play more than Carl Anthony Towns and Noel. And they're in a very small rotation right now. It's a very strange situation. Meanwhile, the deeper Dallas team gets 42 and 38 from their dynamic duo. Don't need anything offensively from Max Powers as he goes for 12 and 14, getting a double-double without points. That might be one of the first in league history. Taking a look in the Eastern Conference here, Montreal beating Cincinnati once again. No real shock there, despite two 25-plus games on the Cincinnati side. It's not enough as 7 players scoring double figures for the Montreal Jazz. Damian Fadev with a pretty solid game. The real player of the game would be Jermaine Hawkins, who rebounds after a rough game one. You could argue Morgan Barbara, who played way above his overall for Cincinnati. Overall, though, the series is, in my opinion, in the bag. It'll just be to Cincy to steal a game. Bosnia picking up another victory in what might be the closest series, I thought, but really not turning out. Dr. J has yet to show up with 26 points through 2 games. AI continuing to be the consistency, and a 20 rebound game for Homer Simpson, 7 blocks. Truly, really, as he hits free agency, he could be looking at a max deal here. We'll actually take a look at him in a second here. Meanwhile, 20 points off the bench for 40, and a strong game from Nabi Solano with 14 and 6, 3 blocks. But we'll focus on Homer Simpson as he approaches free agency. He's a 66 overall, near 70 potential. He's been remarkably consistent, over 12 rebounds a game each season and 3 blocks. Probably going to demand a. Honestly, I'm gonna say it. I think this guy's going to get a 5-year max. I don't think it's going to be from a great team, but he could be a potential superstar. So we'll see how that goes. And with that, we go into game 3. Just going to make sure Fleecer has up game 2. He does. All right. Yes, you're doing good, Fleecer. All right. Here we go. Game 2. Oh shoot! 1 second. Laptop is about to die. Give me 1 moment. I have to go grab the charger. Temporary pause. Back. All right, sorry about that. That's why when you do a live stream, you make sure everything's so you don't have to go run and get it. Cool. Things you learn. All right, game 3. Here we go. All right. No upsets. We have 3-3-0 series. That's disappointing. Melbourne picking up the win. Definitely needed that. But they pick it up in decisive fashion. 40 points from David McGillen, second highest total of the series so far. Sam Eustace was his first really good game of the series with 26 points. Hey, Kumar does stuff, and so does Drazen, but Billy Bogues just does not show up. 2 of 7 shooting, and supporting cast really didn't. 2 of 10 from Reggie Miller, 2 for 4 for Brad Daughtry. Ultimately, this was a supporting cast game. Only one player not named Drazen or Jay on Minnesota scoring in double figures, and that is Mark Tole. You may be asking who, and you'd be right. 55 overall, 24-year-old. He's bounced around the league already on his 3rd team, just 24. Yeah. So with that, we'll go back to the playoffs here. We'll take a look at Dallas's victory as they're now up 3-0, defeating the Bandits again. This time, a strong game from Jacob Owens, former Bandit, arguably one of the greatest players in league history, not just Bandit history. Josh Wade not putting up too much stats here. This is definitely a team that you were like, I want these guys to get a ring. I mean, Shaheen Amin, Joe Johnson, everyone wants both of them to get a ring. Then you got the meme that is Big Z. Uchi Pittman's kind of been a role player in the league for the longest time. And then you have a guy like Felipe Santos, also basically a meme. Max Powers, who's a legendary player in the league without a ring. Same for Josh Wade, and same for Jake Owens. Superstar Big and Chunky still doesn't have a ring despite being one of the top 4 or 5 players in the league. And a player who, quote unquote, is an MVP caliber player by 42, Jamil Rode. Looking at Vegas here, Shelton goes off pretty good. I mean, maybe this is a sign of things to come for him. Karl-Anthony Towns, ineffective from 3, but overall pretty solid. Unfortunately, it's Noel who is not showing up all series. Noel really picked on, I think it was Edmonton in the first round, and he was a big reason they stayed alive in the second round, but he's just not doing well in this series. All right, so taking a look at the East here, we got Montreal. Just 8 points from Damian Fadev, but 9 rebounds, 10 assists, a near triple-double once again. They beat Cincinnati with a close margin, but it's their depth that's really killing Cincinnati here. LaMelo Ball leads the game with a game-high 32. I think they actually had the second highest score they did with Morgan Barbara, who's really breaking out in this series. And George Moss is playing surprisingly well. From Barbara being a 66 overall, having definitely a career playoff run right here, with 15.6 points on the season, and I believe 20 plus in this series alone. All right, we will go take a look at the Bosnia game now. Bosnia, Kentucky, and wow, Axel Blaze with 40 and 12, and it doesn't matter that AI and Dr. J score combined 50, because when you get 40 out of one guy, that's the game basically. Bosnia might be able to pull off the sweep here. We'll see. All right, and with that, we will be going to game 4. All right, so this was arguably the worst semifinals we've ever had. 3 sweeps. Yeah, not gonna lie, a little disappointed in these semifinals. Triple double for Damian Savage as he eliminates Cincinnati. Looking at Cincinnati here, Stanley Hudson suffers a major injury, torn meniscus. We'll take a look and see if that affects his career. That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. We got Billy live here. Oh, that is. Let's see if he dropped any. Oh no. Yep. We have a 4 and a 2. Oh, 4 overall, 2 potential, in a contract season in the last game of the season for a team being swept in the playoffs. That's a horrible luck right there. Fleecer, if you wouldn't mind pinging that for Stanley Hudson on Cincinnati. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's that. Damn, that's a horribly unfortunate time to be Stanley Hudson. Looking at Axel Blaze, he carries Bosnia to a 6-point victory. This was the smallest of the series, thanks to 41 and 13 from him. He had, again, consistent support. Meanwhile, they did have a 32-point game, his best game of the season from Dr. J. This time AI doesn't show up. Honestly, I think Kentucky is a clear example for why you need a more well-rounded starting lineup. Like they only really have 3 superstars, and when one of them doesn't produce, they lose. Um, Interestingly enough, former Finals MVP Hubert Frozwanowicz actually had a really solid game with 3 blocks, 7 rebounds, and 12 points. It's probably the worst Finals MVP we've had outside of Jarvis Stingray for Carolina. I feel like a lot of people forget Hubert was so highly touted. At one point, he was considered one of the most valuable players in the league. I'll go look at Dallas's sweep over here. I don't think any of these games were within 10 points. 52 points from Big and Chunky makes up for the 8 points from Jacob Owens, but ultimately not much more is needed. Joe Johnson only plays 2.2 minutes. Uchi only 3.7. Meanwhile, Karl-Anthony Towns and Noel both have solid games. The last they have been eliminated. Actually, I think Noel had his best game of the season. Yeah, he had his best game of the season. And now we'll go look at the only series left. Melbourne versus Minnesota, and 55 points, 21 rebounds by David McGillen. That will do any team in, except for maybe Bosnia and Montreal. And no player scores over 20 points for Minnesota. This could potentially go really bad for them. With that, we're going to sim game 5. We'll do a live sim of this one. Let's go Muskies. Probably going to get blown out by like 40 points or something like that, because that's what happens every time I do a live sim with David McGillen in it. Honestly, I'm happy that Minnesota's leading at halftime. I shouldn't have said that, knocking on wood. They're only down 1 point. Let's see. Hey, they've hung in there. All right, I'm gonna shut up now. So, I jinxed them, and Brad Daughtry got injured. That's an unfortunate. But Sam Eustace got injured. Is Melbourne bleed? Let's find out. Oh, it will be without him. It will be without him in conference finals. Sam Eustace suffering patellar tendonitis. Now we'll go take a look as we get into the conference finals here. We'll first take a look at Minnesota's injury, see if it's anything serious. No, it's just probably a hangnail at this point. A 1-game injury, Achilles tendonitis. All right, it's a little bit more than a hangnail, I suppose. So Melbourne will be without their second best player, their co-star, Sam Eustace. Huge acquisition last season, who they chose not to keep, only to then re-sign. That is a huge loss for them potentially. I think that this gives, I think this gives Dallas an opportunity. So with that, we will sim a game. All right, Dallas does not win game 1. Melbourne picking up the victory here. No great game, actually no really solid game except for a bench player, Derek Jones, going off a little bit for Dallas. No phenomenal games. And oh my God, their third best player suffers a torn ACL. All right, Josh is cursed, I guess. Penny that's an overall dropping injury, right? Down 3 on both ends. Please tell me he's expiring. All right, he is expiring. Damn. Alice probably will win because of that injury. Comments being like, Ocean Manning contract year, discount season, and most recently, as long as the player that got injured isn't McGillen, they're good. All right, both of those are true. Taking a look over here at Montreal versus Bosnia, no injuries is the first thing I look at. 5 players scored 20 points for Montreal. 3 players scored 20 points or more for Bosnia. This is going to be an exciting series. All right, here we go. Game 2. All right, no surprise. Dallas picks up the victory. Bosnia goes down a game thanks to an Axel Blaze injury. We'll take a look at Dallas's victory first. Dallas with convincing victory. Big and chunky with 36-12. Perhaps the player of the game, 16-16, double without points again from Max Powers. Meanwhile, looking at Melbourne, 37-11 from McGillen, but man, they don't got much else now. Like former Detroit starter Richard Williams, role player David Peters, Corey Bunny, all playing huge roles. This is what happens when your second and third stars get hurt. Yeah. All right. Let's go take a look at the real series going on here. Another close game. Axel Blaze will miss another game, so he missed part of this game and will miss next game. That might really hurt them here. But Nobby and Axel doubling. A huge game from Terran 40, who will be subbing in for Blaze. 40 is looking really promising in a contract year because he's looked great this series. His rookie contract is expiring. He has 80 potential. He could be getting a seriously big contract here. Yeah. Damn. I didn't realize he was so good. Where's this man been? Not making noise till now. All right. All right. Here we go. One moment. All right. Game 3. All right. Without Axel, no joke. Montreal does pick up the win, but it's only by 3 points. So no game-winning shot. This might potentially give Bosnia some hope. We'll see. 40 did really struggle in this game. Forte, I think. But it's Tyga Fleecer who comes up big, keeps them alive. His 6 for 13 from deep, 33 points. Damian called it going into this series. Fleecer is an X factor guy. He can pop off. He's coming off of retirement here, but he had a really solid season. Retiring around the All-Star break, playing for Snohomish, then being traded right at the deadline to Montreal, where he only played a few games but played well. In all honesty, while this is probably his worst season since his sophomore year, To say that he was been effective is an understatement. And I think that there's a real possibility that he has a starting role next season. On many teams giving him offers. I think he's a free agent in the offseason. Now we take a look over at Dallas here. David McGillen, it's 58-16, and it is not enough. Yeah, the injuries are really messing with this team. No other player on this team scores more than 12 points. Meanwhile, you get two guys with 20 plus points. And let's see, anything cool stand out here? Not really. Triple double from Max Powers. That's pretty cool. Max Powers is playing great. All right. And we will go one more game. All right. We have a series. Axel Blaze. All right. We're just going to go straight to that because we got a little notification here. Axel Blaze. He pops up. So it doesn't matter that Fleecer goes off and that Gilgy does well. Damian Fadev really struggles. But the big story, Axel Blaze, 57 points with 11 3-pointers, only misses one all game. And he brings a massive Bosnia blowout, and the Jazz are up 3-1, the worst position you want to be in basketball. Melbourne keeps their series alive behind McGillen's 49-18 line as Coulter Felton goes off for 17 and 17. Arguably his best performance of the series. Meanwhile, Max Powers, 14-9-9, continues to look like the series MVP for Dallas. Big and chunky, nowhere to be seen, just 21 points. And Jacob Owens held under 16 once again. The series is going to be tight. All right. You got any lineup changes here? All right. Well, you can't win them all. Bosnia is knocked out by Montreal here. Damian Fadev has an effective game, but not particularly great. The guy that really downed him, 48 points from Jermaine Hawkins. He outduels Axel Blaze, who had 11 turnovers. Granted, he had 42 points. Blaze finishes a near MVP season. Meanwhile, Dallas leads 3-2, thanks to 36 and 11 from Big and Chunky and 6, 18 and 14 from Max Powers, with his first 30-point performance of the series by Jacob Owens. Meanwhile, David McGillen, just 30 points, also playing just 13.5 minutes. Wait, what? 30 points in 13 minutes? Somebody do that out. Somebody in the comments do that out. How many points did he score a minute? What was his game pace? How did he get hurt or something? He must have gotten hurt, right? I guess I'm gonna have to. I don't know how that happened. 2.2 points a minute. That's an 100-point clip. He was scoring in an 100-point clip. That's an insane stat line right there. Why did he only play 13 minutes? The world will never know. Melbourne out here firing their coach. No injury was listed. All right. More game. Dallas advances. Dallas knocking out defending champions as Montreal will go to their I believe see they have all right. I think Montreal 2 and lost, so this is their fourth straight finals, right? Fourth straight, Damien. Um David McGillen goes for 40 points. Not even 10 rebounds. He does get 7 blocks, but he oh, you know what? You know what? You know what it is. Gillen fouled out after 13 minutes. He fouled out after 13 minutes in last game because he did the same thing in this game. After 37 minutes of being scorching hot, he fouled out. He had foul issues against Big and Chunky. Big and Chunky might be his kryptonite. Even though he's not putting up great stat lines, he's drawing the fouls. Yeah, two of their stars getting 27 points. Max Powers, 8, 17, and 10. Another great line from him. He's definitely the reason they're there. And we end up with a really good series here as one of the most storied teams in recent memory. This will be their fourth straight finals appearance with 2 championships in their previous runs, only losing last season to the beast that is McGillen. Meanwhile, Dallas, they've never failed to make the playoffs. They've made the playoffs every single season, and including a previous championship series, I believe was 7 games. I'll just go straight to this one. Yeah, this was a 7-game series to Detroit. If you guys don't remember, that Detroit team led by Taj Smith, Richard Williams, who did have a role for the team they were playing against just now. Of course, getting revenge on him, and Thunderbird, who never really became the superstar that he could have been. Taking a look at that Dallas team that played back in their last playoff run, it was the Marcus Trustless, Marcus McPherson squad, also with a young Big and Chunky. I don't think anyone expected him to become this good. He's now one of the faces of the league. Meanwhile, I don't know if people really remember, this was when ISO Joe really started showing his age, and Fireball Brown looked like he might be something. In case you guys aren't aware, Fireball Brown is now one of the worst contracts in the league. 37 overall, wanting $10 million a year. Granted, he is still putting up 11 points per game in Cleveland, but he is a clear example of somebody that looked good on a championship team, and the moment he moved, declined rapidly. All right, so with that, we will begin the ABA Finals. Somebody want ping for this? All right. Here we go. Game 1. Take a look at halftime here. Taking a look at halftime, Dallas leads by 3. Camille Rode, Jacob Owens, and Big and Chunky all having great games. Meanwhile, no particularly great game, I guess Damian Savage. But honestly, Dallas is looking pretty good so far, despite only having a 3-point lead. We'll go to the fourth quarter here, and Montreal with a monster quarter, outscoring the opponents by 19 points. Owens at 22, but Hawkins comes alive, super hot all over the court, and a massive passing effort by Damian Fadev. All right, with that, we'll go 6 minutes in, and we'll see. I don't know if they can come back from that. Owens is at the line here. He picks up 2 more points. But Savage scoring, Big and Chunky hit a 3. Let's see. I don't know if there's any real way they can come back from it. Montreal picking up points here. Gilgy and Garnett with lots of blocks and presence. Yeah, I don't think that. I think this game is over. Technically, I guess they still have Owens on a bit of a rally all of a sudden. But they're still down 10. Gilgy mid-range, foul on Big and Chunky. Gilgy hits both. We'll see. Yeah, Max Powers turns it over. They're going to need like crazy play right now. It's doubtful. G for 3 gets blocked by Nugget Barnes. Dallas does get a dunk at the end, but honestly, you gotta be disappointed in that fourth. Honestly, it's the third quarter that really hurt them. Giving up 19 more points than they scored, 21 to 40 quarter. That's just rough. Yeah, KG utterly destroyed them. The KG OG front court is just not surmountable for them. So see if they make adjustments going into game 2. We do have both GMs on the call. And we'll see if anything. Just asking around here. No changes for Montreal. Changes for the loser. Nope. All right. Game 2. Here we go. Dallas up 10 at the end of the first. That's insane. Dallas down 7. Wow, another huge quarter. Montreal outscored them by 17 in the second. Dallas down just 11. Dallas down 12. That might be the game. Owens for 3. He does hit it. is a 9-point game. Gilgy for 3, he hits it. Max for 3. Oh, wow. Back-to-back-to-back threes, and it's a 9-point game with 5 minutes left. Fleecer mid-range, he hits it. 11-point game. Madara for 3, bricks it. Rebound. Jordan Jones then goes down, scores. Rode misses a 3. Now it's just spiraling out of control. Gilgy at the line hits both. Rode blocked again by Gilgy. Powers for 3. He hits it, keeping them technically alive, only down 12. Hawkins misses the 3. Gilgy fouls. Powers at the line. He misses both free throws in the finals here. Max Powers, the real choke artist, it looks like, as he misses both. He's having a great game, though, with 15, 16, and 10. But it doesn't really matter. They're just being outplayed as a team. Jordan Jones having a great game. Max Powers, another rebound. Wow, that's crazy. It does not matter. They miss. Hawkins turns it over. Big Z, the line. Gilgy has fouled out with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. Big Z at the line. He hits both. It is a 10-point game. Big Z then fouls. KG at the line. He hits both and is back up to an 11-point game. 12 point? No, at 12. Owens misses. Fleecer for 3. He hits it. It's definitely game. 2 minutes left. I don't think there's any coming back from that. Oh, Fleecer with a 4-point play. Madara from mid-range. He gets it. Garnett misses, but this is definitely, at this point, just garbage time here. The scrubs come in. This not much going on there. And Montreal is now up 2-0. Tiger Fleecer, the leading scorer for Montreal in a victory. Gilgy was definitely the MVP till he fouled out. But Fleecer with 27 and 7. He's having a huge series, honestly. Yeah. Any changes? I don't think I've ever seen a 4-point play during the live sim. Those are super rare. Props to Fleecer. That might be the first in ABA history on a live sim. I've simmed probably, 15 seasons. I probably live sim. Let me do this out real quick. All right, so let's see, 15 seasons times, let's say 3 game 7s plus finals. So we'll say roughly 10 games. So 150 live sims. I don't think I've ever seen a 4-point play. If granted, that's only in the fourth quarter of close games that I normally watch. Not only is ABA, because I haven't seen any, though. I don't think I saw any in DBL or DBA when they were around. I don't think I saw any in Prime. I might have seen a couple like in the third quarter, but I don't think I ever saw one in the fourth. Anyway, lineup changes. No changes. All right. The specific comment from the Dallas GM was, "I'm used to losing." All right. Actually, I think it was, "I'm used to choking." In which case you might want to see a doctor, but it might not be good for your health to constantly be choking. But here we go. Going into the fourth quarter, it's a 3-point game. We'll go to 6 minutes here. Alice up 6. Wade for 3, misses. Gilgy the rebound. Gilgy mid-range, misses. Garnett the offensive board. Hawkins for 3, blocked by Big Z. Felipe Santos steals the ball. Madara for 3, no good. KG the rebound. Foul on Big Z. Fleecer for 3, misses. Madara mid-range, misses. Wow, this is a really ugly 2 minutes of basketball. I don't think we haven't had a score in a minute and a half. Gilgy at the rim, he finally breaks that 4-point game. Santos at the rim, he scores. 6-point game once again. Garnett mid-range. Foul on Franco Semekin. Garnett at the line, he hits one, misses one. 5-point game. Does Dallas board? Yeah, Dallas gets the board. Blocked by KG, though, on Owens' shot. Jordan Jones for 3, misses. Felipe Santos the rebound. Owens mid-range. It's good, and 1. Does he hit the free throw? He does. That puts them up 8 points right now. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. Fleecer for 3, misses. Jordan Jones, the offensive board. Gilgy scores on a Fleecer assist. Rode at the rim, he scores, keeping the lead up to 8 here. Gilgy scoring once again. Owens low post. It's good. Back and forth. 8-point game remains. Fleecer mid-range. Foul on Rode. Fleecer at the line. Misses one. Hits one. Derek Jones for three. Probably the dagger. But it's fouled by Fleecer. Does miss the shot. Hits 1, 2, 3 free throws. That's game. Most likely 10-point deficits. Kind of hard. Jordan Jones then turns it over. Owens hits it and one. Once again, Jordan Jones with a miserable fourth quarter breakdown here, and Jacob Owens taking full advantage. They're up 13. That's definitely a game here. Jordan Jones does hit a three, but I don't see any way they can come back. Yeah, 6 seconds left. That's game. How many points? Oh, Max Powers did get hurt. We'll have to take a look at that. Jacob Owens with 32 points. The best player for Montreal is probably Gilgy. That being said, Jordan Jones did not do well at all. Despite playing big minutes, only 5 points. Yeah, I mean, that game was I think that Damian Savage fouling out and Big and Chunky fouling out really changed the dynamic of the game. And we do have to check on that Max Powers injury. Unfortunately, I always hate it when I see injuries in the finals, but they're a part of the game. Of course, I hit on the math instead here. There we go. All right, cool. He'll be back. No missed time. That's good. All right. With that, we go into game 4 as a 2-1 series. This is a close series, though. That game was a pretty fun victory for Dallas. Dallas leading by 3 at the end of the first. The second 2-point game, 66 points and a half. That's insane. Third quarter 2-point game, and Dallas has a 1-point lead. Montreal with the ball, 6 minutes remaining. So far, Jermaine Hawkins having a huge game. Taking a look at Dallas, 21 points from Big and Chunky. If all starters are in double figures, meanwhile, any major foul outs, we do have a foul out. Damian Savage has once again fouled out. This is interesting. Big and Chunky is getting stars to foul out. That is absolutely insane. And really fortunate, really. That's a surprising strength. Dallas is up mostly because of that. Fleecer turns the ball over. Rode for 3 misses. Big and Chunky the offensive rebound. Fleecer steals the ball. Rain kick for 3. He gets it. And that puts Montreal up 2. Stager steals the ball. Stager turns the ball over. Derek Jones mid-range gets it. Tie game. KG at the rim. Foul on Big and Chunky. 2 free throws. Garnett hits 1. Rode the board. Rode for 3. I don't know why Rode is shooting so many threes. He can't be that high overall from 3. Montreal, the board down 1. Rankic turns it over. Smaden at the rim. Foul on Garnett. He misses both free throws, though that foul is pretty huge, I believe. KG at 4 fouls. Other players in foul trouble include Max Powers and Big and Chunky. Notably, Jermaine Hawkins and Jacob Owens almost in no foul trouble either. So here we go. Fleecer for 3. It's good. 4-point lead for Montreal. Rode at the rim. He gets it and 1. Foul on Rankic. He makes the free throw. KG for 3. It's good. That puts Dallas up by 4. Foul on Stager. Rode for 3. This time he hits it. 1-point lead Montreal with the ball. Mid-range and 1. Fouls on Big Z. Hawkins makes the free throw. It's a 4-point game. Fleecer steals the ball. That might be game right there, or at least a hugely defining moment in it. Hawkins going to the line for 2. He hits both. And like that is a 6-point game. Derek Jones for 3. He hits it. Just a 3-point game. Fleecer mid-range misses. KG the board. Hawkins at the rim. He scores. 5-point game. Rode for 3 misses. KG the board. Jacob Owens and Madara coming in. Major substitutions here, actually. Montreal misses. Max Powers the board. Owens for 3 misses. Gilgy the rebound. DeLuna for 3. Blocked by Big and Chunky. Rode the board. Josh Wade hits the 3. 2-point game. 35 seconds left. KG at the rim. Foul on Owens. KG at the line. He hits 1. 3-point game. Hits 2. 4-point game. Foul on DeLuna. And then Fleecer steals the ball. Fleecer steals the ball to end the game, closing it off as a 106-102 victory. What an absolutely great defensive performance from Fleecer. Finishes with 4 steals in that game. Yeah, I was honestly pretty hyped. I don't get me wrong, I wanted Dallas to win, but ABA has their steals the ball moment. I've seen that happen in several leagues. Um, yeah, they did take it um quite a bit of time to just get the ball stolen. Um, that was a great game. I'm sorry to Dallas. That being said, Montreal only leads 3-1. You know that is how you blow it. Nico, any substitutions? Waiting on him here. All right, here we go. Hype. Uh, Dallas is up 4 after 1. All right, Montreal is up 20. They outscored them 45-19. Hey, it's a 12-point game, but unfortunately, I don't know if they can come. Yeah, it's all right. This is an utter blowout. Um, that's unfortunate. Uh, Huge game for Jacob Owens, but that doesn't change the fact they lost pretty hard. Um, Triple double for Damian Savage. The T enters free agency, going on 26, 10, and 14 game. Um, Congrats to Damian on his 3 championships in 4 seasons, Golden State-esque run. It's going to be an interesting free agency here. We'll look at a summary real quick. And there'll be some fan base changes real quick. So we'll see at Dallas, they gain 300K for making the finals. And you get 400K for the, or 500K, we'll say, the finals victory. Finals MVP goes to Jermaine Hawkins. Honestly, I think Fleecer's a little snubbed there. McGillen wins MVP. That gives Melbourne the 100K or 200K. The Rookie of the Year goes to Minnesota. And teams with first team players, Hawaii, Bosnia, Dallas, and Kentucky. All right. And retirement, Marcus Buckner, Joe Johnson, Briggs, who had already previously retired and was kind of like bouncing around, Kinley Johnson, Alawis, Arthur Peterson. Some actually really sizable ones. This will go down as one of the best classes in league history. Unfortunately, ISO Joe robbed of getting his ring. Interestingly, Captain Crunch retires. Weird career for him, really, because he started out looking pretty solid, averaging 15 points in Toronto, but he just never really amounted to much. And he's out of the league after winning Rookie of the Year just a few seasons ago. So, with that, we will look at the draft. The draft lottery. So there's 2 really dominating players. So you really want to be in these top 2 spots right here. So we'll see who gets it. All right, we have our first jumper. With Mexico jumping up. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Um, let's see. Got another jumper? No. It's gonna be really crazy to see how high they can get. Oh, we got a second jumper. All right. Oh, okay. So the teams that are left. So Virginia gets a third pick. We have Defenders, Toronto, and Mexico. Oh no, Mexico already got theirs. So let's see. Toronto. Oh, that's because third already went. So it's Toronto and the Defenders. Mexico does pick up the 4th overall pick. That's pretty huge for them. Not a bad team. And Los Angeles Defenders will get the 1st overall pick. Virginia with the 3rd overall pick. And honestly, not too bad. Tampa Bay picking up the 5th pick there. And yeah, right. So we will now get the draft here. And you'll see Light probably going to go number 1 overall. Then I wouldn't be surprised if number 2 overall, Joe Mama, gets traded. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me very much at all. Carson Britt probably will go number 2 if the pick doesn't get traded. Now, look at the top 10, because realistically, if you're Virginia, you probably trade number 3 down, so you have 2 high lottery picks here. I don't know if any of these teams necessarily want it. Snow Homish would be the team that would make the most sense to trade up to go after Joe Mama, because he's a win now guy. We have a lot of win now guys. George Mikan going to be a win now guy, probably picked in the top 10. It's going to be really interesting to see how it shakes out. But this could be a really special draft class. Inside the top 5, all guys have 70 plus potential. Anyway, with that, I'm going to open up everyone's mics, and if people want to talk, they can. Just know it is being recorded like everything else I've been doing. And you guys should all now be able to unmute yourself if you'd like. I'll probably want to leave it open for a couple
yes,
seconds.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, congrats on the victory.
Finally.
And Fleecer.
Finally.
Yeah. Fleecer, are you a free agent? I think you are, right?
Yeah, I
am. Any hints or tidbits as to where you might take your
honestly, I haven't got any offers. I don't really know. I'm thinking about staying in Montreal, honestly, seeing if we can go for another trip.
Yeah, I mean that's impressive. I think Damian Savage is a free agent as well. And I think he's hinted that he's leaving Montreal. It'd be interesting to see a Montreal rebuild here. Anyone else got anything they want to add?
All I'm gonna say though is I'm not gonna look for a long-term deal. Most likely not. So.
Fleecer's sticking it out on short-term deal. Interesting. Damian says if he can't make the cap work, I don't know if you're going to be able to make the cap work, but Montreal will still be contending, he has asserted. All right, guys, with that, I'm gonna stop the recording here and have this posted on YouTube.
Sounds good.
But, dude, this was a really good finals. Really disappointing conference final or semifinals.
Yeah, I know. Come on, man.
No.
We got swept. The East got swept.
Yeah, there's only a single loss. That being said, I think everyone liked to see Melbourne get knocked out. I don't think anyone wanted to see.
How you doing, my man Josh?
Yeah, we don't want to see McGillen on top again.
When Josh watches this, he's going to be like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm still alive. I only lost Eustace." And then he's going to be like, "No, my franchise." Anyway, with that,
oh man, he lost Apex and Sid Eustace.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
How did Apex overall drop? You tell me that real quick. His overall drop?
I think it was 4 and 2. No,
I think that was Stanley Hudson.
3 and 3.
Yeah, Hudson was tough.